We don't need that. I want to get rid of that ugly. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fair to Midland.
Fair to Midland.
I'm having a
Bad
little.
week.
Wait a minute, I can't hear you. Now I bet you. Can you say something? I want to make sure I can hear you.
Bad week. Bad week. Fair to Midland.
No, my pool opened up. I'm just going to try to get rid of that background because that's kind of annoying me. Although I guess it's okay. Okay, that's better. My pool opened. By the way, good morning, Ricky.
Good morning, Peter and Paul.
You'll notice the little Peter and Paul head just popping up above the screen here. I get up early anyway. I'm up like around 5 o'clock, 5:30. But my pool opened. What was that?
Your community pool? That was my alarm to make sure I attended.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, at the Y where I swim. So I haven't swam in a year, and I swam Monday, and not good, but not as bad as I thought. And then I went swimming on Wednesday, and a little bit better, and I worked out today, so I'm back.
Nice.
How about you? What are you up to?
Can't complain. Quick week. Trying to finish it up. Hopefully not too much work today. Start enjoying the weekend.
Excellent. You have plans? I mean, like Ricky plans?
No. My wife and I were able to enjoy early dinner at an outside bar yesterday in town. It was nice just to be out and about.
Rick, you got it going on. You important. I don't understand. It must be good planning.
I haven't done indoor dining yet, so still afraid.
Wait a minute, you're in a different state than
New Jersey.
Oh, and they don't have? Did they have indoor dining now?
I think it's at least 50%, if not more, but I haven't done it. I haven't done it once.
Did you notice we have a little Peter and Ricky in the lower? I don't know if I spelled Ricky correctly though.
Thank you.
How do you spell it?
I usually spell it without the E at the end.
And that's how I'm going to spell it going forward. No E for me. So Paulie's counting his money.
Is he? What do you have going on today? What's going on in New Hampshire?
I think he's just counting money, or he's either counting his money or he's going with his grandchildren somewhere.
Oh, nice. Well, that's why he moved up there, right? To be closer to the family.
I think he wanted to get away from me, to be honest with you.
Well, and that.
He says that too. Anyway, we never have anything to say, Paul and I. We should.
I know. You usually talk about the week. I've seen the streams. I was one of the original subscribers.
But you got to come. We got to get you. I don't know how. We have to brainstorm. Maybe we need a brainstorming session.
About?
Well, we don't offer any. We don't educate anybody on this little thing we do. They don't come in to learn about technology or the human condition. We don't inform them of anything. So
I think it's an entertainment show. You know what we need to do is start lining up guests.
We can have guests. Listen, even if we just had people that actually watched it while it was live to chat comments. What time is it in the Philippines? Do you know?
It's got to be around 10:15 p.m.
In the morning or at night?
At night. They're full 12 hours ahead of us.
I'm telling you, we got to get this. I'm going to have to reach out to some of the folks.
Who are your cohorts? Oh, by the way, I spoke to Mary Van Kaufman last week.
How is she doing?
She asked about you, and I said I talk to Peter regularly. She was shocked about that. She's going through some issues, but she got some fairly good news recently, so she should be doing well. She's going to give me an update in a week or two.
Mary was very special. I remember, as a manager, it's very hard. I mean, you got to motivate people, and I'm sure there are management techniques that one can learn. But the talent part of Mary had, because I very clearly remember somebody in her department saying, "We got to do a good job, but we have to make Mary look good." And I thought to myself, my gosh, can you imagine if everybody who worked for you would get up and say, my goal is to make you look good? Let alone I have a job and I have, my own pride, but that's talent and management. And she had that.
Yeah, she's good people.
Very good.
Yep.
What else? Oh, I created an NFT, a non-fungible token. I'm not very talented, so
Okay.
but I could share it with you. And it might be a little gross, and I don't want to offend, but I'll put it up just for a moment. And probably by the end of the day, you could actually own this if you wanted to. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. Can you see that?
What is that?
That's what I created. I'm selling it.
What is it?
It's called Morning Dump.
Oh. Please take this off the air. I can't be associated with this kind of
All right.
stuff.
Should I take that to mean you have no interest in owning this?
No.
Okay.
You chastise Peter and I about our words and Paul, about our words and who or not we can bring up, and then you show me this.
Well, I'm not creative. I mean, it's not like I could create some art or something. I haven't had a creative thought in 20, 30 years. But
I had a creative thought the other day, and you ran with it.
What? Oh, you mean the
Of course.
All right, well, keep them coming.
Of course.
I've sold 3. Oh, and Paulie,
did Paulie get his?
He gave it to his, I don't know, son-in-law. So he gave it away.
We got to buy another one.
Do you know how hard it is to get him to part with a nickel?
Man, the man's retired. He's got to watch his pennies.
No, but if you have no tongue or some disability, he used to support this guy. I mean, I understand that. I have a neighbor actually that has no tongue, and he used to give him money every day.
Oh, really?
I'm not cutting off my tongue, but I'd like to get a cup of coffee from Portland once in a while.
Well, you're about 1,500 miles away from one another now. Have you been up there?
No. Yeah, I keep waiting for an invitation.
He invited you to his New Jersey home.
Yes. And that was memorable.
I saw the whole video with the trains and Ethan.
Ethan, to this day, still talks about the flank steak that Paul made. It's like he doesn't eat. Oh my God, I want to have. Remember that thing we had? What do you call that? At your friend's house? I said flank steak. Yeah. Can we have that?
How old's your son now?
He's 10, but the way he's behaving,
wow.
10. And I don't think he's going to make it to 11, Rick, the way he behaves.
I'm sure he will.
I'm going to whack him. I mean, I love him, but I'm going to whack a little.
My youngest just turned 20, so feeling old.
What do they get out of the house at that age and get jobs, or that doesn't happen?
Well, 2 are still in school, so basically all 3 of them are still home. My oldest is still working out of her room in her first full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
We used to commute into the city every day, but that has since gone away.
Very nice. I remember you had a daughter that used to do something, raise money for something, right?
All 3 of them have done that on various different stages.
I'm your guy. I'll be part of their campaign.
Yeah, donating or taking.
It depends on what I can get away with. I mean,
you always talked about my son that day that we over-purchased pizza slices and we gave you our leftovers.
I still think about that once in a while.
That was probably 15 years ago. My son's 20 now, so.
Well, I'm due for another slice. I mean,
sure.
Once in 15 or 20 years, you throw me a bone.
That's true. I'll drop it off.
I've known you that It's astounding.
We met, if memory serves, in 1998 because I left the firm a short period of time and then I came back and you were training me with Kara McGuire
Oh my gosh.
on Windows 98, I believe.
Probably Windows 95.
Or Windows 95.
Yeah.
It was 98, right? It wouldn't have been Windows 98, right? Yes.
I think that's so funny. You left and you saw what it was like on the outside.
It's a cold world out there, my friends. And I came running back. I landed pretty softly, thank God. And yeah, that was my first training session at White and Case. You and Kara McGuire teaching us
That was
MS Office, and you taught me about Easter eggs, which I never heard about until that training session.
But you figured something out.
I figured you told me the Excel Easter egg, and then I opened it up, and instead of paying attention to you, I was playing games in the back of the classroom, and I think I completed whatever the session was.
You're very smart. You and all you guys smart. You, BJ, JP, you're all smart. You're smart. I'm not.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm not academically in it. I have some other talents, but not. You guys were smart.
So what are you doing this weekend?
I don't do anything but watch television.
Do you like race cars, racing?
No, yeah, I do, but I don't watch it.
But I just got Netflix has a show about Formula One, which I knew nothing about. It's 3 seasons. It's called Formula One: Drive to Survive.
Oh.
Very, very entertaining.
Formula One Drive. I'm going to check that out because after finishing 3 seasons of Narcos and 2 seasons of Narcos Mexico and 3 seasons of El Chapo, I need something non-drug related. So Formula One.
Those were all very good.
They were excellent.
Yes.
I find I always root for the criminal, always. even when.
But you know how it all's going to end, right? It's never good.
Well, I mean, I'm rooting for Escobar, even though I knew he got killed after his birthday. I mean, I said, "Oh, come on, you got to get away! You got to get away!" I was hoping that El Chapo got out of somehow from the U.S. jail that it
Dig a hole.
How much of that? I mean, was there really that much of working with the Mexican government?
Oh yeah, a lot of them were involved. I mean, literally, they dug a hole underneath the jail. I mean, how many people had to be involved with that? The GPS of that alone was incredible.
It's amazing.
He would have to have all the plans of the site and how it was built.
Well, whether it's Escobar or El Chapo or any of those guys, they were ambitious. They were creative.
At one point, Escobar was like the 6th richest man in the world. He couldn't give the money away quick enough. That's why they love him. He used to build all these cathedrals and houses and soccer stadiums in Medellin, and they love him. To this day, they love him down there.
A man of the people. I mean, he blew a couple of them up when he blew up that airplane, but
my favorite is when they were going to prosecute him. He just decided to blow up the Supreme Court and burn all the records.
That was classic. That was great.
That's power.
Yes, it is. Oh God, it's probably not good to be idolizing Pablo Escobar, but
sure.
So, do you have to do WNC stuff today? Are you?
Eventually, I have a meeting at 10 o'clock. Is my first meeting.
Oh. Well, after this, I'm going to do some T-shirt stuff.
Nice.
And then I have to buy some in order. I will just mention in order to sell that NFT, I have to buy some Ethereum and pay some fees to the platform in order. So I'm going to do that. That'll take a little bit.
You were always on the cutting edge of this technology stuff. You were on blogs before anyone knew what a blog was.
I dabble. I have no patience. I have nothing. I just want to watch television. Now I'm going to be watching Formula One.
Formula One.
drive to?
I enjoyed it so much that now I'm recording the actual races and the training days that they have. And I looked up the U.S. The U.S. Grand Prix is in October in Austin, Texas. So thinking about going.
You know, in my older age, as I get older, if I don't like your politics or I don't like something about you, I'm not going to go to your state. So I'm not sure I'm going to go to Texas or Georgia or anything.
Yeah, I get that, but then you're letting them win.
Yeah, I suppose.
Why restrict yourself? And that's a very small nugget of everyone.
Well, I don't. Yeah, you're absolutely.
Have you ever been to Texas?
I may have been. The answer is really no, but I may have been there for some kind of a nonsense, like an not an S meeting, but some offshoot of that, or
I took my wife to Dallas. We were in Dallas, Fort Worth area. We went to a Cowboys game during Thanksgiving. So the JFK where he got shot, that museum in sight. But what I found really interesting, kind of stuck with me all these years later. So it was about 7 years ago. Every restaurant you walk into has a huge sign. Please leave your weapon. Please do not bring your weapon into the restaurant. I'm like, oh God, where are we going?
That's a different way of life.
Yes.
I think I was in Dallas for an omnitrition. Do you remember the name Dirk and Sandy Pearson by any chance?
No.
They were big in the early 80s. He had written a book, I think, called Free Radicals, which he was a nutritionist guy, and he was this sort of looked like a rock and roller when he had, the sinewy kind of muscular body and the long hair, and he had like a triple major, or he said he had a triple major from MIT, and his wife had like a double major, and he invented these products. So he says, WOW, which is really, I think, ephedra. Remember the baseball player that took like 10 pounds of ephedra, I think it's called, and he died? It's a weight loss product.
No, don't remember that.
It's a tea you drink, and it suppresses your appetite. So he invented that, or he marketed that. And some product where you can build muscle without working out. So you can lose weight and eat as much as you want, and you can build muscle without doing anything. So he was very popular for a while in the 80s.
Okay.
And I had a friend who made a lot of money multi-level marketing those products. And I think I was in Dallas for a meeting. So that's.
Did you buy into it? Did you buy a franchise?
I bought the products, and they did work. I mean, it did suppress your appetite. It might have been killing me and the cause of all my ailments today, but at the time it was great.
You're still with us, knock on wood.
Still with us.
So what we got to start numbering the episodes. What number is this?
Well, I've gone back and forth on putting the dates and putting. I'm looking at. So I don't know. So now I just named.
You got to start numbering them. This way we can have celebratory. Hey, it's the 70th show of Peter and Paul.
Well, maybe I will do that. So I'll put in a number, and I'll put what we talk about, like the fish with no head, or.
Oh, but that you do already, right? Fish pond.
I'm good, but I will number.
Frog pond.
Frog pond. See, Paulie won't do the frog pond without.
I know he's in mourning. That was shocking.
We got to bring back. Well, he said he was going to invite Shafi, and maybe you invite whoever, and we'll see what happens next week.
I'm going to invite Greg Griffin. By the way, I want you to know, I want it for the record. I am BJ and John Ponterno this morning, and obvious no-shows.
No, they're not true believers.
That's right. I believe that's correct.
But when we start
have they purchased sweatshirts?
No.
Unbelievable.
No.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to leave that part up to you. You're the enforcer, the BJ and.
I will take care of that, even if I have to buy one myself for them.
Well, I'll buy one for Zaina, so we'll up the sales a bit. What time? You know what? Maybe it's 9:33.
Okay.
So maybe we can wrap this up.
Excellent.
Good
show.
I always say to Paulie, one more thing. I can't say that to you, can I?
Why not? Yeah, you have to have the show that way. Go ahead.
Do you know where that comes from?
It's very similar to the Jimmy Durante.
Yes. There you go. There you go.
But that was a different name.
Yes. Yeah, I don't remember the name, but you're absolutely right.
Mrs. Calabash.
Mrs. Calabash, whatever.
Correct.
I knew you would know. And I'll ask you this because I was talking with Paul saying I'm a low talker, so I'm trying to get a better mic and up my audio, which reminded me there was a Seinfeld episode about the low talker. And I asked Paul, I said, was that the puffy shirt episode? And he goes, I don't know. I said, if Ricky were here, he would know. Is the low talker and the puffy?
Yes, because they were out to dinner, and whoever was dating her left the table. It was Kramer. And she starts talking, and Jerry's just nodding his head. And then Kramer comes out, you're going to wear the puffy shirt on that show you're going. He's like, when the hell did I agree to that? Yes, it is the puffy
I knew
shirt.
you would know that.
Yes.
Well, Rick, one last thing.
Yes, sir.
Say goodbye to Mrs. B, wherever she is.
Have a good weekend.
So long.
Stay safe.